The hope in people's hearts was shattered once again. However, only the police chief knew what his wife told him before she left. If the outside world could survive, he would wipe the camera. So there must be another reason for his death. The mayor put on a protective suit for him and sent him out. He walked through the long stairs towards the surface world, but after the bunker door opened, he was deeply shocked by the outside world. The surface world really was as his wife said, full of birds and flowers. The people in the bunker also knew the truth, so they desperately ran back toward the bunker camera to wipe off the dust with wool. However, the big screen in the bunker showed a completely opposite scene. People saw that the police chief had also gone to the ruins. As the police chief walked towards his wife's body, he also felt dizzy and faint. The police chief suspected that the real toxin might be hidden in his isolation suit. So he did something that no one had ever done before. He took off his helmet. But his physical condition was already very poor, and he soon collapsed next to his wife. The police chief walked step by step towards the bunker. He found that there must be a gift for him under the helmet. It turned out that the day before, he took the police chief to an abandoned cave and found that the walls were covered with strange patterns and writings. He seemed to be accustomed to all of this. Then he directly took the police chief to a platform through a hole and turned on the lights here, only to see an incredibly huge digging machine. He guessed that there was an accident during the process of digging down, so the previous people sealed it with concrete. He took out a camera from a small box and then felt along the fishing line. Finally, behind an iron plate, he pulled out a cloth bag, which was exactly the hard disk discovered by the police chief's wife. It contained a recording of the real outside world and handwritten materials when he cracked the hard disk. Seeing this, the police chief quickly took everything and wanted to destroy it, but he refused. He roared and said that if the police chief had listened to his wife, maybe he wouldn't have died. As soon as the police chief heard this, he was shocked because his wife had always been his knot. The police chief hesitated and asked Juliet to act low-key from now on, because once the management knew about this, they would all be sentenced to death. After saying that, he took the hard disk and decryption notes and went back. Later, he received the news that the police chief had been exiled. Then he immediately came to this platform again, but he didn't expect to hide the passage below the lower level from the police chief. He came here to find out the truth. It turned out that this place had already been flooded. He had always had a fear of deep water, but now he couldn't care less about it after such a big incident. He secured the rope and used the headlamp to illuminate as he slowly descended. Because he was too nervous in midair, the headlamp fell off. He had to feel his way down in the darkness. Just as he was about to touch the water surface, the generator on the top suddenly malfunctioned. As the person in charge of the generator, he immediately rushed back to see that the apprentice was about to go in to fix it. So he stopped him.